traditional method of making sparkling wine is basically taking a finished wine and then re-fermenting it in a bottle. It's important that the wine being used is within certain chemical parameters. Low pH, high acidity, low alcohol. You need those things so that you can re-ferment them in the bottle.
The way you make sparkling wine is you start off by just making wine like you would any white wine. We harvest a little earlier. The only thing that we do a little differently is that we whole cluster press our Vidal. So we're really trying to get minimal skin contact. Then we take that juice, settle it, ferment it, and hold it there on its yeast lees for about 9 months. Once we're satisfied that the wine is done, then we would go into our second bottling or second fermentation. Then we would go to the third step where we're having to get the yeast out. We'll turn the bottle upside down and the beads will float to the bottom of the bottle. Once they've collected at the very tip of the neck, then we would put them in our neck freezer. The neck freezer is about -32 degrees, and it's going to form a little ice plug that's going to encapsulate those yeast. So when we open the bottle, the pressure from the fermentation is going to blow that ice plug out, and then it would go to the dosage machine. After secondary fermentation, there is no sugar left in the wine. So what we're going to do here is our last little bit of sugar and our preservative so that we don't have a third fermentation. After that, it would get a cork. So I have a champagne cork here. You can see that it looks just like a regular wine cork at this point. Well, anybody that's opened a bottle of champagne, you always have that classic bell. What's going on with that is once it goes into the bottle, the reason you put the wire hood on there is so that the carbon dioxide buildup won't push the cork out. So because the wire hood's on top of it, it's forcing up against that cork, and eventually what it'll do is make that cork look like a bell. That usually takes about a month or so, and so we wouldn't release the wine. We would warehouse it for about a month, maybe 2, before we would actually start selling the product.
And there you have your champagne. Sparkling wine. Salud!